Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm welcoming you Connectional America Business Alliance series. That is the December 2025 monthly online business networking event. We have businesses, professionals here today with us, and we'll talk about their businesses, their products and services in this series of Connectional America Business Alliance, powered and streamed by the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. I'm going to invite our guest today to our virtual stage, and I'll get the conversation started in the Connectional America Business Alliance monthly online business networking event for December 2025. All right, great. Let's organize our screen and let's get started if that's okay. Well, thank you very much for connecting for today's online business networking event. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being with us. Well, in this series, streamed by the American Business Podcast, we'll talk about your businesses and we'll talk about your products, your services, as well as benefits and features that you are offering in your businesses. So in that sense, I'm happy to have you today. Thank you very much for coming. Let's start with introductions, if that's okay. Let's start with Ed, if that's okay. Ed, would you please introduce yourself and your company to our audience and to our listeners?
Yes, hi everybody. I'm the president of AB Computer Systems. We have 5 offices in New York, New Jersey, and Florida. We're in business for 32 years. We're a Microsoft Solutions partner, and we specialize in the implementation, customer support, training, software development, testing of a few of the best Microsoft business software, such as Microsoft Dynamics 365, Power BI, Power Automate, Copilot, and a few of the other great products that Microsoft offers. And again, we're in business for 32 years, and we have on our website, we have on the bottom of our website, you can see many glowing testimonials from customers. Most of our customers are distribution, manufacturing, and service companies.
Yeah, this is great, Ed. Truly appreciate your the information that you shared. Who is your ideal client, if you like to describe?
Our ideal client is a client that will pay us on time.
All right. I like that's the code of the day. I love it.
Yeah. Again, distribution, manufacturing, service companies. We also have like insurance, and but that's the bulk of them. And usually customers with between 10 and 150 users, with annual sales of between around, let's say on the low end, $5 million to $150 million.
Okay, yeah, definitely. That's definitely good to know. So you will say small and mid-sized organizations in manufacturing, distribution, any other vertical that you need to mention?
I'm sorry?
Yes, distribution, right? Manufacturing, any other
Manufacturing,
vertical?
yeah. Not specific verticals. We have different verticals that we Dynamics 365 Business Central has so many add-ons. The system is, my background is really, I worked for many years with IBM. I remember on the AS400 and System 36. And I remember the system with the functionality. We never even had this functionality. Some of it, like the AI, of course, and all that, that was like tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So now with the cost of $80 per user per month, you get so much, or 120 if you're also doing manufacturing and service management. So it's outstanding. And Microsoft is adding new functionality that there are new small releases, one small release every month, and it's all in the cloud, of course. And then there are 2 major releases. So For example, one of the latest releases, 2 releases ago, suddenly we got an email. It's all automated. We got an email from Microsoft that they just added complete integration with Shopify. There is AI all over with Copilot. They added sales agents that can process almost the whole sales process, like getting the email from the customers with request for quote. It checks inventory. It communicates with it's amazing. It communicates with the prospect or the customers without any human intervention. Check for inventory levels, check for price, prepare the quote, and then one of the users will review the quote. So that's something that they added recently. Now they added another one for AP invoice. So the agent takes care of like 90 or 80% of the work. So and there are also links everywhere if you go on the system. And if you go to our website, you go to Business Central, you'll see at the bottom there are many videos that shows you the strength. It's kind of amazing.
That's really exciting. Okay, great. Well, also for our listeners and for our viewers, I also have its contact information on the screen. So during these online business networking event, I'll bring contact information of our attendees to screen, and you can also see their contact information, their website, email address, and you can anytime go to their website and learn more about their services. And you can also get in touch with them via email as well. I have the email address on the screen for Ed. I'll have other contact information for our other attendees as well. Okay, this is really good. Ed, so let's continue this conversation in the next round, and I truly appreciate these introductions.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Hello, Brent. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing, Kevin? Doing great.
All right, great. Happy Friday. Well, just like Ed, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our listeners and to our viewers, please?
No problem. So my name is Brent Gary. I'm a fractional CMO and founder of Gary Consulting. We build and run marketing teams for scaling companies. So these are typically organizations with 10 plus employees, over $1 million or so in revenue. They are growing primarily through word of mouth and referral-based marketing. However, they are hitting a plateau in terms of how their marketing and sales are operating. And it's typically because they usually have the founder or maybe someone on the lower tier, or maybe an intern is doing the marketing, the social media posts, the email, what have you. And as a result, the work is inconsistent. Constant Contact did a study about a year ago where they said that the average business owner spends 80 hours a month doing marketing themselves. And the worst part is they have no idea if it works. So what we do at Gary Consulting is provide a marketing team that will look at the gaps in your marketing, come up with the branding if need be, website enhancements, and come up with a strategy. And unlike most consultants, we do the implementation as well.
Okay, this is great. So can you tell us a little bit more about your ideal client?
Sure. My ideal
customer.
client is I typically work with founders of these organizations, and they are individuals who are extremely driven, but they are ready to delegate marketing to start to build out a marketing organization within their marketing department within your organizations. But they're not fully ready to maybe make that investment in terms of having full-time hires. So myself, with a background in marketing and advertising, I'll come in as a consultant and then work alongside with the founder and help them get their voice. One of the key things that we're seeing, especially going forward in 2026, I might be jumping ahead, is the cycle from marketing to sales is lengthening. AI, as great as it is a big contributor to that because you're getting a lot of the same outputs. A lot of brands are indistinguishable and have generic marketing. And one of the things that we are working on with them is helping using the founder's voice to create trust, and that is a long-term process. So ideally, if you have a founder of a scaling business and you are willing to make that investment in time and effort to develop consistent voice to get trust, you are an ideal client for me.
Any particular industry, vertical?
I would say we run a wide gamut of industries, but typically work a lot with professional services firms. It could be nonprofit. We have engineering clients. We have clients in the music industry as well. So it's really goes across the board. But yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. So it's pretty much vertical free,
Mhm.
but some expertise areas you just mentioned in terms of some industries. So that's definitely.
Yeah, I would say the
Definitely
one
not.
client, the one industry that we have not worked with, it would be like retail. But anything in the professional services realm is prime ground for us.
Yes, and as you know, I have a soft spot for nonprofits. So I'm glad that you are working with nonprofits, and each nonprofit that I've been seeing in the market, they all have a particular mission to serve the community, and
Exactly.
that's a great drive. And I'm sure you'll be really helpful. You are very helpful for them to work with in terms of marketing. So in terms of nonprofits, of course, marketing is a little different. That's all about the serve the community and position the nonprofit in a way that connecting with the community, of course. But the fundamentals are there, right, in terms of marketing.
Exactly, and I think nonprofits and mission-driven organizations have a unique story to tell because it is it's altruistic and it's trying to get the best out of human nature. So I think they lend themselves well to being able to tell stories about the impact they're having. And this is a scenario where even if you're serving thousands or tens of thousands of people, having a story about one individual plays a huge difference in terms of the impact that the nonprofit can experience.
Absolutely. Okay, this is great. Well, we'll continue this conversation in the next round. Brent, thank you very much. Let's
you.
invite Shrey to our virtual stage and let's learn from Shrey. Hello, Shrey. You have an echo in the background.
I can't hear you.
All right. Okay, sounds great. All right.
Can you hear
Shrey,
me?
yes, I hear you.
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Well, let's do this. We're gonna continue with the next round, and then
Anyway,
we'll
let
come
me
back to
just
you.
introduce myself.
Okay.
Just giving me an opportunity. Thank you so much, Kevin, for giving me opportunity today. I was always most awaited, looking forward to always to speak to you and have a networking event with ABP, which is supposed to be today is one of the best available in the industry today to showcase your your company's details and your capabilities. So thank you so much once again. Shrema Global, it's almost like more than 3 decades old company where I started after a good experience in automotive and defense industry. I started the company as a consultant and always for a small and medium company, which is about 98.67% of industry in the United States is a small scale and a medium scale industry. And I've been catering to the industry for a very long time. And business consulting means, the helping the company to sustain and grow. The industry has gone up, with a lot of ups and downs, and then a lot of things when, the manufacturing industry moved out of United States to different countries and now is coming back. So the whole cycle was there, and I was witnessing the whole cycle where small and medium manufacturing companies were struggling to survive and sustain and grow. So our company basically is helping all the small and medium manufacturers to sustain and help them to improve their processes, improve their manufacturing capabilities, improve their supply chain, and help them with the softwares and hardwares and technology. And today, what we call is with the Industry 4 or maybe AI, the artificial intelligence, to help them to get to the level of the manufacturing which is needed for this particular time. And I'm very happy and very proud that I'm being able to help a lot of companies within the United States and the overseas also, because a lot of companies really need to grow their market overseas. So I do help them specifically with the country like India or Middle East. And then also while doing that, I help the companies from India or Middle East to represent their company or their products and services in the United States and help them to set up their infrastructure in the United States. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Sharif. Much appreciated. Well, let's go to the next round of our discussions on the Connectional America Business Alliance online business networking event, powered and streamed on the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. In the next round, I like to ask our attendees, what makes your organization different in your own field? So let's talk about some of the details that actually highlights your services and differentiate yourself in the marketplace. I like to start and continue this conversation with Ed, if that's okay. Ed, let's hear from you, if that's okay. What makes your company organization different in your own field?
Well, it's mostly the experience. Our people on average have more than 15 years of experience, even more, with some of our products or all of our products. So the experience they bring from either working for distribution or manufacturing company, or what they learned in previous companies that they worked for, or for many years working with our customers, providing customer support, providing consulting, analysis, software development, testing, and that's pretty much. It's also the products that we implement make a big difference, because we used to do other products, but many years ago we switched to the Microsoft. It used to be Microsoft Navision. We are one of the first companies to implement Navision, which is what wasn't even Microsoft at the time. It was a company out of Denmark, and they had an office here in Atlanta. But when I saw the product Navision, which many years ago, I was amazed then, and then it became Dynamics Nav, and now it's Business Central. Actually, Microsoft had 4 products. They had Great Plains, they had Accepta, and they had Navision and Solomon, and they took Navision into the next generation. So a lot of the functionality that was in Navision is now in Dynamics 365 Business Central. It was available on premises and in the cloud. I'm not even sure if it's still. We never did the on-premises Dynamics 365. Now you have to distinguish between Dynamics 365 and Dynamics 365 Business Central, which are 2 different products. The Dynamics 365 is for much larger companies, and not for the mid-market. It's Dynamics 365 Business. All the information is on our website, but that's the product that we do. So it's really the product and the product. And it's not only Dynamics 365. We do business intelligence. We do Copilot. We do Dynamics automation. Power Automate. So there are a few other products that, and again, it's all on our website, that combined with the experience and the fact that we are in business for 32 years, that's make the big difference when we implement or when we approach new customers.
Yes, so what I'm hearing from you is your years of experience is a differentiation. Also, your experience in Microsoft products and implementation is another differentiation point, and your expertise in distribution and manufacturing.
Yeah, and also there are a few other. I mean, again, they're on our website. There are a tremendous amount of testimonials from different companies. Most of them are distribution manufacturing, but we had quite a few other industries verticals.
Absolutely. This is really important. It is because you work with small and mid-sized organizations
Yeah,
in different industries, and it is important for the economy, right? So when we look at the small businesses in US, there are millions of them,
yeah,
and that is the backbone of US economy. So helping them and supporting them for digital transformation in your own field is critical and very important service that you're offering.
yeah. And it's also and there are many different. There's a lot of functionality that is really beneficial when you're talking about the U.S. But many, even small or mid-sized businesses, they have locations in other countries. So we have countries now that need Spanish. They need it is actually the system, even the documentation is in different languages. So you can have the same system, the same data, but one user is doing it in English, another in Spanish, another in German, which is really great for either small and mid-sized businesses.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is good. Let's continue our conversation with Gary and dive deeper into it. Ed, thank you very much. So
Sure.
we'll continue our conversation in the next round.
I'll be here.
Perfect. Hello, Brent. So what makes your company and organization different in your own field?
Well, I think it's because we've over time had to learn to pivot as the industry adapted. So initially, my background was actually as creative, working, as a designer. I come from a art school background, and so so everything was very visually oriented about the aesthetics and the branding and whatnot. But one thing I started to learn is that that's great for if you're an advertising agency with a brand that's already established. But when you're dealing with small to mid-sized businesses, you have to think about business outcomes. And then I was able through my experience, doing a lot of e-commerce and technical projects, start to learn the consulting side of the industry. So having that background from the creative, but also the business and the technical side, allows Gary Consulting to have a full spectrum approach to consulting, because we start with understanding who our clients are, who their clients are supposed to be. A big misconception, I've seen is that they're targeting the wrong industry. They may say, well, we're B2B, but the marketing is all B2C tactics, for example. So we think about, who are they trying to attract, and then being able to use the storytelling angle to explain to them that, these campaigns aren't for the executives at the companies that we're working with. It's for your audience. So the messaging has to make sense. And once you have that down pat, we can then build out the systems, whether it's email marketing, social media, website updates. Everything is designed as an engine to create a flywheel effect that will then get you the conversions that you're looking for in terms of like growing your sales and whatnot, though. So I like to think that's a unique skill set, because we see, there's lots of great companies that do one specific solution, but then they tend to make every problem they come across reliant on their solution, and it may not be the right solution at the right time. A good example of that might be paid advertising, right? If you're in the paid ads, if you're a paid ads consultant, every problem a client brings to you is going to be, well, paid ads is the answer. And we like to think a little bit more holistically and understand that, it's a time and place. And from there, we work with other partners. We're not afraid to collaborate because we're not trying to be the best at everything, but having the right standards and having the trust with a client allows us to bring in the people that would, at the end of the day, bring in the best results for them and their businesses.
Yes, absolutely. And a couple of things that actually you mentioned that really makes you different is the expertise that you have in different marketing campaign practices, right? The execution of it. Is there any example that you can, or is there any particular industry or vertical that you like to tell us about that really makes you different in a particular
Oh yeah. So
vertical?
so for example, right now I'm working with a IT services firm, and so I'm literally marketing director with the organization. And one of the things I realized is that they don't have a sales or marketing function, at least until I came on board, because the founders were doing all of the work in terms of like doing the sales. But at a certain point, you can't be doing the work but then also trying to scale the business, because when you have enterprise clients, and you're dealing with, let's say, C-suite people, you lose a lot of credibility when you don't have someone at an equivalent level on the partner side. Because if you're doing the work, you're being seen as an implementer, versus they may be looking for a peer that can explain the business strategy. So by coming in as a marketing director, and I can free up one of the partners to focus on let's say the client relationship, because they now know that there's a system in place that's and then I'm providing the reporting. It frees them up to really accelerate their sales and marketing.
Yeah, this is a critical function, sales and marketing, and without it, it's really hard to make a real impact in the market
Exactly.
without these functionalities. Yes.
So what I'm trying to do ideally is, engage with them, because I need their voice, right? Because I'm not an expert in their, I'm not the expert for their clients, right? I want to make sure that they are seen as the expert. But my job is to get the information that's in your head, be able to articulate it, and then be able to get it out the door. Because one of the biggest challenges I see is that when a founder has a really large network, it's based on relationships. But when you go into let's say a new vertical, right? Maybe you go from being like being dominant in your local arena, and now you're moving maybe into a new market. Those relationships help, but there isn't the trust with people that don't know you, right? And once you are beyond that trust factor, marketing now becomes the tool that scales trust into new areas.
Yes, I always actually see the sales, marketing, and consultant type of conversation just like a doctor-patient relationship, right? So you gotta listen what the pain points are, and then put together the prescription accordingly with the sales and marketing approach. So there are similarities in that sense. Well, that's good. So let's continue with our next attendee. Let's see if he's available. He had some connection issues. Hello, Shrey, can you hear us? Okay, looks like we lost Shrey. Okay, we'll come back to him. All right, sounds good. Well, in this next round, we like to talk about the common challenges in the market that you see in the marketplace. So when I say marketplace, I'm referring to your particular field, industry that you are in. So you can tell us about it if that's okay. So let's continue with Ed, if that's okay. Ed, what do you see in your market in terms of organizations, companies, businesses, their common challenges in the marketplace, and how do you help them address these challenges in your business?
Well, many of the challenges they have is competition from other companies, and also now with the AI, many companies are looking to get advice and help with implementing AI and automating many of the processes. Like for example, with Microsoft Power Automate, on what I mentioned before with the agents, you can save a lot of money by implementing that. And some of our customers had issues with the tariffs, so it was up and down, and they had to make some changes in the software, modifications and all that. So because it was going up and going on, on and off and all that. So that was a challenge for many of our customers, especially distribution and manufacturing companies. And again, when they expand in other countries, there are challenges in each country, although we have it in different languages, but different countries have different regulations that they have to adhere to. So that's also a challenge. And one of the great things with Dynamics 365 Business Central and some other products that we do is we can fully customize it. So we always recommend to stay away from modifications as much as possible. But sometimes there are requirements that give you a competitive advantage, or regulations, or other requirements that you do have to modify the system. And we have to be very careful with modifications. We test it well. We provide the specifications, very detailed specifications with quotes for each modification. And that's really back to the challenge that they have. Sometimes the challenges can be rectified by modifications or by some add-ons. There are many add-ons to Dynamics 365 Business Central. Although the system is very function-rich, but there are certain unique requirements that you don't have to modify. You can just use an add-on for that functionality.
In terms of ERPs and accounting practices, when you look at the organizations in general, right, small and mid-sized businesses, what type of challenges that they have that you see in accounting and finance and business operations and the Microsoft Business Central that you offer? How does it help them improve their processes and controls, of course?
Well, I mean, there is a tremendous amount of security, so you can specify exactly what each user can do, which is a challenge sometimes, that they want to ensure that all the accounting practices are being followed. And again, in terms of requirements, there are many different requirements. We have customers that need, for example, track containers and what purchase order is on each container and what's in each purchase order. So we have to track the container from the port of exit on ocean and then coming here and then going into the warehouse. And so this is one challenge. I mean, there are many different challenges. I mean, now many customers know that there are many changes this year to 1099s. 1099s, I mean, any customer who listens to this podcast should really go to the accountant and just discuss it, because it's major. We again, we have 1099 in the system, but we have to use an add-on for that and all that. So this is another challenge that comes every couple of years. I see that 1099 is and again, in terms of tracking, some customers require tracking of serial numbers and expiration dates. Some needs lot control, lot numbers. They have to track that. If there is for example, if there is a recall, you have to go back to the original manufacturer or where it came from, or if you are the manufacturer, you have to do a recall. You have to do it as soon as possible. So again, that's another challenge that our software, because it has the serial number and the lot control functionality as part of the system, which is very important. We also have one of the modules that we do is CRM. Another one is warehouse management, very advanced warehouse management. But again, it's not always has all the functionality that we require. So the fact that we have the source code, we can customize it instead of adding or going to another system. Very, very important is that all the modules are integrated. You don't want to have different silos and then you export and import data. It has to be one fully integrated system. So the person who enters the order, as long as they have the ability to access it, they can see exactly where if they're talking to a customer, they can see online real time exactly where the product is, how much they have, do they have to reorder from a vendor and then they merge or link the order from the vendor to the order from the customer. But again, we have advanced warehouse management system that you can see, you receive the items into the warehouse, you put it away, then you pick it, you get the pick ticket, or these days it's not a ticket, it's online with a scanner. You go and you scan it. As soon as you scan it, immediately, it's like you go to Amazon. All this, magic that they do is part of what we do for smaller businesses. That you have, as soon as it's shipped from the warehouse, the customer wants to know that it has been shipped and when they're going to receive it. But this is just some of it.
Yes, these are very important points. Actually, I wanted our listeners and viewers to actually hear it from you. It is because there are many different challenges in small and mid-sized businesses, and just like you articulated and gave examples, your organization can help them address those challenges and improve their business processes. So it all goes down to productivity, reducing the operational cost, and increasing sales and profitability at the end of the day. And processes are critical, and you help them offering these high-tech practical tools in Microsoft from Microsoft ecosystem, and help them improve their business processes towards profitability. If they are profitable, they can be more profitable. It is because they will be more productive, and they can reduce the operational costs with your Microsoft business software products.
Yeah, it's extremely important to have a great, and our Business Central is not the only one. There's some other good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, Business Central was by Forbes last year was the product of the year. But there are some other good products. It's very important when you select a product, an ERP product, that you do your due diligence. And that means that you pay for a consulting company to do a research exactly what's available, what the requirements are now, what the requirements may be in the future, and to make sure that the system will meet these requirements out of the box or with add-ons and software modifications.
This is great, Ed. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. And I'm glad that our listeners and viewers also getting these insights from you. All right. So we have some more subjects that we like to cover in next round. So please stay with us. Thank you, Ed. Hello, Brent. Well, what do you see in the market? What are the common challenges that you see in the market among your clientele, and how do you help them address those challenges?
I think two things. One is analysis paralysis in terms of what marketing strategy they need to implement. So, you have so many options, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, email, and when you're getting started and you make that conscious decision to start to integrate marketing as a core function, where do you start, right? And everyone's going to tell you that their solution makes the most sense. So that's one option. Well, the other part is, I see folks who are, they say what they want. Like, I want SEO. And then you ask them, well, why do you want SEO? And it's because that's what, has been told for years, right? SEO is the tool that you need to get sales. And when, we look at their operations and see, well, your website maybe hasn't been updated in a few years. Just doing SEO is not going to fix that challenge. So, we like to do is like look and figure out, well, what's your superpower, right? If you, let's say, have been in business, for many years, and you have lots of customers and past customers, and you have the contact information, we'll say, maybe we can start with email, right? Like, let's build a function, right, of getting communication going from that platform first, because you already have those connections rather than doing TikTok, for example, right? So it's really a part of it is like educating, and then getting them to understand that marketing is a long-term commitment, right? I like to envision, some owners, business owners, they think, well, if I put, it's like a coin machine. If I put a coin in and I turn it, I'm going to get a prize right away. And marketing is not like that. It's a game of consistency. So it's and consistency is boring until it begins to compound, and then you see the results. And too often, CEOs are thinking in terms of weeks. Okay, 6 weeks. I spent money on marketing and there's no results. Where and they give up before they see the actual results and the ROI that they were imagining.
Can you tell me, and especially for our listeners and viewers to hear it and see it from you, in that sense, how about nonprofits? What type of marketing challenges nonprofits are having, and how do you help them address those challenges?
Well, a big one is going to be inconsistent communication. So the time when marketing becomes a priority is when there's either some sort of event or there's a fundraising season. So you have Giving Tuesday, the first Tuesday in December, right after Thanksgiving, and that is a huge time, across North America, where individuals are kind of like they expect to be pitched for money. And I see a lot of nonprofits who are focusing all of their activity for that one weekend, but also the weekend, especially before Giving Tuesday, where when you're asking people for whether it's hundreds, thousands of dollars, that's a relationship that needs to begin months in advance because it's a trust factor. And yes, some people may give, but people don't want to feel like a cash machine. All right. And the other thing is, if I do give, what was the result? Right. That's the thing. Like, it's not so much about the money, it's about the cause, right? They feel when a donor gives, they feel like they're in a relationship that's helping make a change happen. And where a lot of nonprofits drop the ball is when they do get the money, they'll have the, obligatory thank you for your donation. But what happens a month later, 6 months later, right? If you are donating to maybe to build a shelter, then show the shelter being built, right, as it's happening. So then people there feel like they are part of the journey through those updates.
Yeah, that's a great insight. Also, I love your analogy in terms of how you describe it. It is because just like you mentioned, nonprofits, they have a cause, right? They have a mission that drives the organization. So communicating that mission, communicating that cause is the critical piece of the marketing interactions, the entire communication package. So it's very important that actually they relay that message in a way that people get inspired and act on it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
This is great. Thank you very much, Brent, sharing your insights, and we'll continue next round as well. We have some couple more subjects that I love to get your feedback and insights. All right, sounds good. So let's continue with Shrey. Shrey, let's see. All right, so can you hear us? Because it looks like your microphone is muted. Okay, we cannot hear you.
Not
No,
yet.
no, we cannot hear you. We see. So let's. Okay, looks like Shrey needs to make some adjustments. All right, no response from that side. Okay, so let's continue with advice for the next generation. Actually for business and professionals. What is your advice for professionals and businesses from your point of view, especially Ed? Let's start with you if that's okay. While Shrey is trying to connect, So, what is the advice for business and professionals? For example, you just mentioned, for example, about ERP, right? So they need to make a due diligence, they need to put together their requirements, and so on. So, any other advice from that point of view that businesses should pay attention when they're operating?
Yeah, no, to remember that it's can you hear me?
Yes.
You're here.
Okay. Again, like they have to do the first of all, they have to realize when they do need to upgrade their system or to get a new ERP system. They have to look at the competition. They have to see, be true to themselves about any issues that they have and how to fix them. And they have to make sure, again, like I said, like do the due diligence, make sure it's one fully integrated system, add as much AI as required or will be beneficial. You also have to be careful, of course, with AI. You want to make sure when customers call and they talk to the AI, and it happens to all of us, then you cannot get out of AI hell, and you cannot get a. So you always need an option to talk to a human if the AI cannot help you. You also have to make sure, absolutely sure, that the AI is like a co-pilot or whatever you use is a good one. So it doesn't, for example, provide a false information to a customer or to a vendor who are using the AI. And again, you have to make sure that it's one fully integrated system. You have to make absolutely sure that you involve your team because it's a team effort. You definitely do not want to decide on the system without having all or most of your team members involved in the selection process and in the decision. Because even if you are a president or vice president or CFO, they're the ones who will have to use it. And change is always difficult, as we know. So you have to make sure that they're comfortable and then be able to adjust to the change, that they're not afraid that they're going to lose the job because you are introducing AI. And it was always an issue. Even many years when I worked, we introduced one in the Midwest, Fortune 500 company, we introduced a warehouse management system. And they had all these, it used to be like paper, pick tickets and putaways, and now become suddenly with scanners. And people were really afraid for their jobs. And these days, of course, it's the AI. So you have to involve everybody. Everybody has to feel comfortable. You have to train everybody, train them really well. And again, just make sure that the system will meet your requirements. And for professionals these days, the main thing is really to understand AI and BI, business intelligence, because that's a big requirement for many professionals these days. And also understand some of the main functionality that is required for manufacturers and distributors and service companies in terms of accounts receivable, accounts payable, warehouse management, sales orders, purchase orders, and all that good stuff.
Ed, thank you so much for your insights.
Sure.
Well, we have one more round to go before we end our online networking event, so please stay with us.
Sure.
Hello, Brent. What is your advice for businesses and professionals from your point of view that you like to
I
share?
would say, yeah, to not be afraid to begin that process of showing up, because I think I see a lot of people that are well-meaning, CEOs especially, but they want to do the bare minimum with marketing and not realizing that, as a leader, they are, their voice is what really creates that trust in their organization. And no matter how you approach it, when you show up publicly, you're going to have situations where it's not going to be the greatest, let's say appearance, right? You're going to be, you have to just do it enough times before it becomes easier and natural for you. And it's a process that everyone goes through, right? So I'm sure, when your if you look back at your first podcast, right, maybe it wasn't as polished as it is today, but it's just consistently doing it though. And, you know, you don't look foolish showing up, right? Because people who are already successful understand where you are, but you are being judged on consistency more than anything else. And people will forgive you if your presentation, your polish, your messaging maybe isn't the greatest, but as you consistently do it, it gets easier. And that's the mindset shift. Whether you're coming out of school, you're CEO, decades of experience, you just have to start showing up and then being consistent at it.
How about the marketing practices with modern technology? I'll give you an example. So think about when social media started, right? So fundamentally, social media is a channel that companies can utilize for marketing communication, but it doesn't change the fundamentals. It just is a different channel that you need to adapt to, right?
Exactly.
So, and nowadays there are some other channels coming with the AI and more modernized and more use social media. Do you have any advice from that point of view?
Yeah, 2026 is going to be about authenticity, because one of the things, I love AI, right? But what we are seeing is this trend towards everything being polished, or conversely, slop. People want more than anything else to connect to other people on social media, and we are seeing just from the data that content that is behind the scenes, for example, content that is live, it is outperforming, the highly produced and or automated content on social media. And there's a place for both, right? If you're doing certain campaigns, you obviously want, polished content. If you have in the regulated industries, you definitely want polished content, but it has to be counterbalanced with authenticity. So, for example, if I'm going to use Instagram, it's a perfect example. You may have polished posts on the feed, but your stories should be, go live for a few minutes, right? If you're, at an event, just explain, what did you like about the event? And because there are tons of individuals that are ignoring the traditional feed structure and looking at stories because they know the real authentic content is in the stories. So I'm trying to get everyone that I'm working with to think about, it's okay to loosen up on social media, all right, as well, as long as it's being balanced with the messaging that is still true to the business.
Gary, thank you very much for your insights. All right, let's see if Shrey has a chance to connect. Shrey, can you hear us? Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, looks like we have we have
Can
you
you?
on. Yes, now we can hear you.
Oh, great! Finally, technology works.
All right. All
All
right.
right.
So tell us about so you can combine a couple of things in this,
Sure.
because we missed you in the previous round. So
Right.
the
Right.
common challenges in the marketplace and your advice for businesses and how you help businesses address those common challenges.
Thank you so much. This is a wonderful question. I really wanted to answer this by taking you from here to maybe more than 30 years ago. So the challenges remains the same. Uh, the first and foremost, thing is that the manufacturers or the business owners, which is small and medium, they're really doing their business the way they've been doing it for many years, and the biggest problem with them, okay, is like IKE. They think that they know everything. So in other words, they think that I know everything. So which is really we need to really break the ice. They do come out of that thought process if they are really into the trouble, they are really struggling to survive. And if they have that kind of awareness that really they need help. So it's another word, like when you said that very correctly, that you have a problem, you need the doctor. And you need to go and tell the doctor what is your problem. And then you can get really a solution out of it. So coming out of that cocoon is one of the biggest challenge with this small and medium manufacturing companies or business companies. And the 3 M's, very important. Today they are struggling with, either they're struggling with the material, they're struggling with the manpower, or they're struggling with the machines. So they're having such an issue where they cannot cope up with their manufacturing processes, their efficiencies, their productivity, and at the end of the day, they cannot produce the product with the quality and the price and in time they need. Very important is QTP, is a quality, price, and time. If you cannot make it as per the at par or as per the whatever is happening in the world, then you're out of the market. So they're really struggling with this kind of situation, and they cannot, like they're in a cocoon. So they don't use like a marketing companies, or they don't use the consultants, so that they don't go out and they don't express themselves. So once this situation is out, then yes, there are a lot of consultants are there. People like us who would be able to help them out, understand their existing processes, and help them with their processes, efficiency, productivity, supply chain, warehousing, softwares, hardwares, which makes them their processes in such a way that they could be like a quality or the price or a timely manufacturing of their products, and they could really sustain, and they have a chances to grow internationally, nationally and internationally. So these are the basic challenges which they are having, it because they are really a primitive way of manufacturing, a primitive way of doing their business. And once they really come out of that, then definitely the growth is there. And this challenge is now what I can see it with the new tariffs and different kind of issues, which is really happening. It's getting very difficult, but it's not impossible. I see the future for them, in next year it's coming up, is definitely everybody's going to overcome those kind of difficulties. In real life, you have a lot of problems coming up, a lot of challenges coming up. The biggest challenge what I could see in my life today was the COVID, right? And then everybody came out of that kind of a situation in a business scenario. So the tariff or any other thing is not a big problem. It can be achieved. Go out, look for help. There are people outside of your world is available to help you out. Be in a trade show, go out. I'm just talking, on the business owner point of view, small and medium business owner point of view, that come out of your cocoon, go out, be in a trade show, maybe watch some kind of this ABP podcast, what you have, where you really, getting a lot of good professionals and the technology you're bringing in, which they can really make use of it, and they can really come out of the situation which they're going through. So once again, like my other fellows say that they really need to go out and look for the solutions, and the solutions are available.
Sure. Thank you very much for your insights. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you are back. So we had a chance to get your insights. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next round of our questions in Connectional America Business Alliance online business networking event. Well, let's talk about next year, 2026. What do you expect in 2026? Any upcoming events, campaigns, promotions? And when I say promotions, you can talk about right now, also your plans for next year as well. Ed, if that's okay, let's start with you in this round. Any promotions, activities going on right now or for 2026, and your expectations for New Year for 2026?
Yes, we currently on our website, on LinkedIn, we have a promotion for software and services, a year-end promotion. We are going to participate in different trade shows, Chamber of Commerce, HIA, different organizations, and also Microsoft has different meetings or events that we participate in. That's pretty much what we are looking for in 2026. We just hope that 2026 will be even better than 2025.
Absolutely. We keep the hopes high and we keep pushing it. That's
Yeah,
what
and I
it
wish
takes.
everybody Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Ed, for being with us, and thank you for sharing your insights. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure, and it's always nice to have you in the American Business Podcast as well as Connectional America Business Alliance. You share great insights, and your company has a great mission in terms of helping organizations digitizing, automating their business processes, and modernizing their organization. So thank you very much for being with us, and thank you very much for your leadership.
Yeah, thank you. And I know that your company does the same thing. So
Appreciate it. Thank you. Of course, it's a pleasure. It's very nice to hear it from you. Truly appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Brent. Well, okay. So it's a package of questions and after questions, right?
Mhm.
So your expectations for 2026, any promotions, campaigns, activities right now or 2026 that you can share with our listeners and viewers before we end the online business networking event today?
Sure. I would say from the industry side, I'm seeing, less hesitation about implementing AI, especially with nonprofits. I think, it's kind of people have gotten past it's a fad. It is now they're starting to see the value and they want to learn how to integrate it into their operations, which is great, especially for, some industries that are considered to be a little bit behind the curve technology wise. For Gary Consulting, we are really excited about rolling out a 90-day rebranding package. So it's going to be a complete, if you, let's say, you've neglected your marketing, neglected your website, and you're apologizing for the appearance and what have you, 90 days, we'll redesign the brand, come up with a marketing strategy, redo the website, and then have a marketing campaign out the door. So, which is great because a lot of times, whether it's maybe it's a business that was just sold and they have new ownership, they don't have 6 months to really, make that impression. So we're saying 90 days, we'll have that whole package done and revenue generating. So that's something that we've been testing internally on a few projects. We're excited about it, and we want to make that, I think, our MO going forward. And then have our retainers for like the retainers such as the fractional CMO roles. That's going to be the long-term service solution.
Well, New Year is coming, right? So new year, new you, new company. So that's a great time to think about marketing and sales activities and planning in that sense. And to your point, so New Year is also especially for those working with B2B as well as B2C. When you have the New Year, there's that psychological effect. It's a fresh start, as if you never started before, right? So
And people have budgets.
Yes, absolutely. So that's a great time to consider marketing and marketing services. In that sense, putting together the marketing plans, putting together the goals and the actions in place, and a great time to put together the marketing plan for 2026.
Exactly.
And any plans or any messages towards nonprofits?
I'm just going to say, don't be afraid to show the real organization, right? It's not about being fancy, being polished. You started your nonprofit for a reason, and don't be afraid to keep that front of mind when you're communicating, because people just really want to see the impact that you're trying to do within the world.
Brian, thank you so much for your insights. Thanks for being with us in the Connectional America.
I appreciate the opportunity again, and it's a phenomenal work you're doing with CABA.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it, and I'll see you around.
Okay.
All right, let's turn our microphone to Shrey. Hello, Shrey.
Hi.
All right, so What are your expectations from the new year 2026, as well as any upcoming events, announcements, promotions that you'd like to share with our listeners and viewers?
So this is like a new trend or a new way of looking at it is of course the AI, which can definitely get us all the information or the data what we need. But after getting the data, you really need to have an interaction with your potential clients or customers, and those can be done by, like he said very well, by the trade show, attending the Chamber of Commerce, networking events. And let me tell you one thing, Kevin, that the event what you're doing right now, this is an excellent way to really make an awareness of our businesses. In other words, right, that whatever you're doing it as a podcast is by sharing the information, but we are definitely connecting to the right kind of a people by representing right now. And I can say very well that something like this can bring the businesses for us in, of course, next year and in coming more years. So this is an excellent platform which you have created, and I'm sure that for me or my fellows over here, or for anybody who really wants to be out and and make awareness of their business, their products and services to the world through podcasts like this or the events like this is definitely going to help. And I would strongly recommend everyone to connect you for that so that they can really make use of this particular podcast. So in next coming year or years, this would be another way of marketing, and of course connecting with other marketing agency would definitely help. So I do opt for from today after this presentation, I'm sure that I'm definitely going to get few calls and few emails, and people definitely want to have their businesses to grow with help of us. So thank you for giving such kind of an opportunity today. We really appreciate it, and hope we can connect more, with other products and services in details. And I would definitely be part of the event again in future, so that I can, have my more views or talk about technologies or talk about how we apply the softwares or how we apply the hardwares or the strategies to help the small and medium companies to sustain and grow. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Shrey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So as final notes, just to summarize in the Connectional America Business Alliance, powered by the American Business Podcast, we had ADVERTISE today. So any businesses looking to have a business software and also ERP software systems, or in general, if you like to modernize and improve your business processes with the help of modern business software systems, please get in touch with Ed Evazor and his company, AB Computer Systems. They've been around for a long time. They're very experienced, and you can trust them and trust their expertise in the field, and you can get in touch with them. Also today we had Brent Gary with us. He also shared his insights with us from his company, Gary Consulting. If you are in business, if you're a small and mid-sized organization, as well as nonprofits, Brent and his team, they have expertise in nonprofits. If you like to put together a sales plan, marketing plan, if you are in need of a fractional CMO for operating your marketing operations, consider getting in touch with Brent Gary. You can trust them. They have years of experience. As you heard from Brent himself, they have been actually executing marketing and sales plans for a long time. Marketing is their expertise, and they are ready to help your organization based on your corporate goals and your objectives. Also today we had Shrey Global Business with us. You heard from Shrey today that they are specialized in business consulting, focusing on manufacturing. If you are a manufacturing organization in small and mid-sized field, I must say, you consider getting in touch with Shrey Business Consulting. They have expertise in business process improvement in manufacturing setting, and also adopting technology as well for manufacturing. Ed, Brent, Shrey, thank you so much for being with us. It was a pleasure. And to our viewers and listeners, we'll be right back after a short break. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Reddit. Do you know the biggest challenge nowadays for American small businesses? That is visibility. That's why we partner with Reddit for Business. There are more than 440 million visitors weekly on Reddit. Furthermore, Reddit is reliable and millions of users are going to Reddit to get the real feedback from real people. It is the number one source for real reviews on products, services, and brands. There is a promotion going on that I'd like you to consider and take advantage of. When you spend $500 on Reddit for advertising, you'll get $500 in advertising credit. True story. I am a Reddit user, and anytime I like to have feedback or review for a product or service, I go to Reddit and I talk to Reddit communities. I get the real feedback and real review from real people and real communities. Scan this QR code and sign up for Reddit advertising. Get the visibility for your company, for your products and services on Reddit with Reddit advertising. Reach people ready to buy your products and services with Reddit advertising. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Opus Virtual Offices. Opus is offering you more than 600 different locations in the US. It is $99 a month. This includes prestigious business address, professional live call answering, personalized call transferring, business phone number, local phone number, professional mail services, voicemail converted to email. I have the QR code on the screen. You can sign up for Opus today. Opus is offering you hundreds of locations in the US that you can pick, any of them that you like. And you can start having your virtual office today. Please scan the QR code and start using Opus Virtual Offices today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from iStack. iStack is offering you the latest visuals for your marketing projects, advertising projects, and other projects that need communicative latest visuals. Right now, iStack is offering you 20% discount if you start shopping today. I have the QR code on the screen. When you scan the QR code, you can start your shopping experience with iStack immediately. Whether you are looking for visuals designed by professionals or you are looking for visuals designed by AI, iStack is offering you all these options starting today. Please scan the QR code and start shopping visuals on iStack website. Remember, there is 20% discount when you start shopping today. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Just Answer. Real help from real experts 24/7. Experts such as lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, computer technicians, home improvement experts, mechanics, personal tax experts, computer technicians, and many other experts are available for you 24/7 on Just Answer. You'll get your answers anytime, during the day, during the night, 24/7, and you'll get your answers from reliable sources. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can sign up for Just Answer. The answers you need at a price that is right. Scan the QR code and sign up for Just Answer today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being with us in the Connectional America Business Alliance December edition, powered and streamed by the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. I'm looking forward to having you in the next Connectional America Business Alliance. If you are interested in attending to the Connectional America Business Alliance, consider signing up for the next event. We have a great lineup for next year as well. We do this every month. we just completed December 2025. We'll continue in January. You can scan this QR code and sign up for the January edition of Connectional America Business Alliance online monthly business event. There's a monthly event. We do it once a month. And what is cool about it is, just like you witnessed today, is networking plus podcasting. You network with other business professionals, and at the same time, you are live on the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. And you scan this QR code, you can pick the date that you are interested in January or in February, and you can sign up, and hopefully you join us. Thank you very much for your interest. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next Connectional America online business networking events. Thank you very much.